The worst kept secret in all of sports has been revealed. It's nothing that we didn't already know, but I guess she felt the need to tell her fan base and tell the country that she was going to be out for this season. That is Juju Watkins from USC. She announced yesterday that she will be out for the 25-26 women's college basketball season. I think it was fairly obvious that when she blew her knee out in the tournament that she would be out for this season. I don't know that anyone didn't expect that she would be out for the season, but as is the case with most athletes, and I'm just keeping it real, when they feel that the attention has come off of them, they make statements. That's the book of LeBron James. When LeBron James doesn't feel like he has the attention, he has to make a statement. He has to say something. He has to do something. And this to me is nothing more than a page from that book. And it's a PR handbook for athletes as they feel or have this thought that they might be being forgotten about. Because the reality is everyone knew that Juju Watkins would be out for this upcoming basketball season. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball. We talk facts over feelings. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez Show. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave a comment. Let me know y'all thoughts of the content. When people were posting yesterday that Juju Watkins is out for the season, I'm sitting here like, well yeah, uh, duh. That's what happens when you blow your ACL and your knee explodes. It typically takes 9 to 12 months to heal. And for a player of her caliber, as one of the best players in the country, if not the best player in the country, depending on who you ask, with the level of torque that she plays with the level of her usage rate that she's been used by last season, where she was on the court far too much for situations, which I do believe contributed to her injury and demise in the tournament last year. It was something that I foresaw coming for months. I expected Juju Watkins to get hurt because every time she had a ding or a bump or a bruise, they threw her right back out there. She had ankle issues. She had issues all year. I know the ankle and the turned ankles and the groin, the groin and whatever. She had different situations come up where it looked like, yo, she should not be playing that next game, or she should not be returning up 45 points in the fourth quarter, which happened countless times, especially early on in the season when they were trying so desperately at USC to build up her stats. I mean, it was right in your face. You couldn't avoid it. You couldn't avoid it. It was happening constantly. So when you see how they utilized her last year, as good as she was on a team with a bunch of All Americans. Think about the fact that almost all of them left. A bunch of them left. The USC basketball team got gutted in the offseason, whether it was to the draft or to transfer. They lost a bunch of women to transfer. And I'm not saying it had to do with Juju Watkins because I know for a fact it did not. But when you're coaching a team and you coach a certain way, it can rub players the wrong way who are also All American level players. And it did badly. So now we're sitting right here in March of last year and her knee blows out. And you knew at that time that they were done. They were toast. They were done. And you knew, okay, now the real question is this: is Juju Watkins done with college basketball? Because it wasn't to me about if she's done for next season, because I already know that it's going to take her. If you just use the schedule of Cam Brink, who blew her knee out, it took her over a year or almost a year to return. And you're not going to get hurt in March and then show back up in March or February. Like that's not going to happen. There's a ramp up time that any athlete would need, especially off of a torn ACL. So it's one of those situations where when she makes this announcement yesterday, and all of a sudden, or 2 days ago, whatever day it was, yesterday or whatever, that you realize, look, are you that hard up for attention? I know this sounds mean, man. It might sound mean to you. This is attention seeking. This is that look at me shit that I despise about a lot of athletes. You're out. Be out. We all knew it. So she puts up this post yesterday in a story. Take a look. And this is the story. These last few months have been filled with a lot of healing, rest, and reflection. Recovering from this injury hasn't been easy, and I want to say thank you. Your love, support, and kind words have truly lifted me up during one of the most challenging times in my life because you've been with me every step of the way. I wanted you to hear it direct from me directly that following the advice of my doctors and trainers, I will sit out this season and fully focus on continuing to recover so I can come back to the game I love. I'm incredibly thankful for my family, teammates, coaches, the USC training personnel, Jason, Shane, and everyone who's continued to support me every day through this journey. I'm excited to keep putting the work in to come back even stronger. I sure as hell wouldn't be thanking the USC training staff or people who didn't have my best interest of keeping me out of games when I probably shouldn't have been playing. That's me. But obviously, she's being nice. But she was largely responsible for why she was playing. If she couldn't, if she didn't feel like she could go, she's a warrior. I give her the credit. She's a warrior. She's tough. She's in a battle. But this is the same situation you just saw this year with Caitlin Clark. You need trainers and staff and doctors to tell you no, you can't. And they didn't do that. They failed her last year constantly. They failed her constantly. And for what? A record she's never going to catch. A record she's never going to catch. She is not going to break Caitlin Clark's scoring record. She's not. And here's why. They just recruited Jazzy Davidson, the number one recruit in America. She's gonna be on that team. She's gonna be on the USC team this year. Number one recruit in America, just like who? Juju Watkins. So who do you think is gonna be the best player of this particular team this season? It's gonna be Jazzy Davidson. She's gonna average 20, 25 points a game, probably get completely overused because that's how Lindsay Gottlieb seems to coach. And then the year after, they've got another girl who was the um another number one recruit in the class. And that one is in the form of what's her name? Sanaya Hall. So Sanaya Hall is the number one recruit in the 2027 class. So you got now. Remember, Juju Watkins, number one recruit in her class. So for three of the last 3 years and 3 times in 4 years, USC will have the number one recruit in America. You know what comes with that? Ego, ego, ego. They've all got one. And I'll be damned if I'm the number one recruit in America and I ball out this year. And here comes back Juju Watkins. And you tell me, oh, well, my shots are going to drop by like 6 because Juju Watkins is the number one option. Well, you might see another departure then. I'm telling you, this is how this crap works. These kids are leaving at alarming rates. They're transferring at alarming rates. So my question really right now is Juju Watkins is sitting out for the season. I knew that was going to be the case. It was this isn't a matter of if she was. She was. She's not going to heal quickly enough, let alone to play at a level that she wants to play at. Have we seen the last of Juju Watkins in college basketball? That's the real question. Is Juju Watkins so hard up to catch Caitlin Clark's record that she would come back for 2 seasons after blowing her knee out and extend her collegiate career? That's the real question. Because logically speaking, she should probably be looking at the WNBA draft after next season and not going back to USC, presuming there will be a WNBA season in 2020. What's it, 2026? Yeah. Presuming there'll be a season in 26. If there's not, then, I mean, yeah, you go back to school. But if there's no season, if there's a season, she'd be better off declaring for the draft because now you're having a real conversation if she's the number one pick in the draft. And she probably would be the only player who would logically unseat Lauren Betts as the number one pick in next year's draft. Just my opinion. I think she should be looking at this as a 1 year of rehab to turn pro. But again, I've heard from people where it's been said she really wants that record. Will she delay her professional career by 3 seasons to chase a record that, look, the reality is she'd have to average damn near 33 points a game over 40 games a season. And you got two number one players in the country on your team. It's not going to happen. Heck, this year when she was breaking Caitlin Clark's number for the most points in 2 seasons, Caitlin Clark didn't have the record. They were so focused on the Caitlin Clark comparison that they forgot something. Kelsey Mitchell had the actual record for most points in her first 2 college seasons. And the irony of it all was the game that she likely could have broken the record in potentially was the game she got injured in the tournament. So she didn't even break Kelsey Mitchell's record. She's number 2 on that list. Guidance of these young athletes is critical. It's paramount. And you've only got a short shelf life before people forget who the hell you are, especially in women's sports, women's basketball, no question about it. This year alone, we've watched Caitlin Clark not play and kind of slowly become, I'm not going to say completely become irrelevant, but she's going into a stage of irrelevancy because she's been injured, she doesn't play, and more importantly, she doesn't talk. She's not getting interviewed. Outside of a podcast with Sue Bird, she's not getting interviewed. She's not talking to media. And whether people agree or not, I don't find it to be the best look. She's not doing the look at me stuff. But if you don't in sports, guess what? It's a catch-22. If you don't in sports, you know what happens? They forget you and they move on. We'll see what happens here. I wish her health. I wish her success in recovery. But this was the worst kept secret in sports. And she had to have, she needed that look at me moment and remember, I'm here. I'm here. Hi, hey, remember me? I'm here. I ain't go anywhere. I'm my throat, God, dog. I didn't go anywhere. I'm here for you. I'll be back, whether it's in college or in the pros. But I'll be back. Don't worry. I wish her the best, but God, this is the LeBron James playbook for look at me attention. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. And once again, this is Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball. We talk facts over feelings. Powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.